second line of the bottom section on page Mem Dalet. And what we have begun discussing in this section, at this point, in the path of trying to explain the principle of Pshitus as it is manifest and as it comes through in Hagbolah, in definitive entities. How can there be Pshitus in definitive entities? So we discussed this. We've been discussing it for a while. And yesterday we addressed it from the level that the Rebbe is presenting it here. That the Esses Sphira is Hagnuzois, despite the fact that they are the Mokir of Gvul, they are the source and the root for Gvul, which means, I hope we do not misconstrue this word, they justify the fact that there is Gvul. There's a source for it. There's Esses Sphira Hagnuzois. But they are gonus, they are treasured and concealed within the Ein Sof. What is the relationship between the Esses Sfiras Hagnuzes, which represent Gvul at whatever level, in whatever manner? How do they correlate to Ein Sof, in which they're contained in gonus? So the Rebbe explains, by the way, starting in Tzadok. As I said, this is all in view to the question of how can there be Pshitus in Gvul. Esses Sfiras Hagnuzes is clearly an admission of Gvul, of giving cognizance of Gvul. What is the relationship of the Esses Sfiras Hagnuzes of this Gvul to the Bli Gvul within which they are treasured? So before we come to identify what their, in a positive sense, what their relationship is, we first approach it from a peripheral position. In other words, what would be the first thought if we approach it when we see this is Gvul, this is Bli Gvul? What would be our first way of explaining it from our limited perspective? We would say that the Gvul possesses Bli Gvul. I'm sorry, the Bli Gvul possesses the Gvul. They're two distinct elements, two distinct levels, except it is possessed within the Bli Gvul. Like we say, a koyach is possessed in a limited, a finite koyach is possessed within the Bli Gvul. Like what's known, the koyach hagvul. Koyach hagvul, and we explained yesterday, the word koyach alludes to a capabilities as distinct to the one who possesses that koyach. It's a koyach that he has. And we had the the means of which to relate to it, so to speak, the reflection of it in a human being. That there is the ratzon. Ratzon knows no bounds. Ratzon is wherever he wants to be. Ratzon relates to the reality directly. Does not need to have pathways how to get there. Does not need permission to get there. Does not need effort to get there. He is where he wants to be. He is where he should be, where he belongs. These words, where he should be, where he belongs, are much finer and deeper than we usually relate to it. But I just want to correlate it. Just we realize that this is not something we have not discussed in the past. On a very simple level, we said that you put a dining room table in the dining room in a place where it belongs. Where is the right place for it? How can it be a right place? He was not there before. His first being delivered. From the perspective of the dining room itself, there is that which identifies the table, the proper place for the table. Yet, even though the dining room identifies the place for the table and dining room are two separate entities. The dining room has a table and provides a place for it. Provides a place, not just a room, but a place. Nonetheless, they're two separate entities, and there is not a proximity, a comparison between the dining room and the table. So this is what Rebbe is saying. Okay, so we said we have the ratzon that defies all obstacles, all distances, and so forth. It is where he wants to be because it is where he should be. And then there is a much lower level, also in the same human being, where he recognizes that in order to be where he should be, he has to provide for it. He has to create a means of getting there. That's taking this, quote unquote, the infinity of the human being and translating it on a finite level. Where the distance between this place and this place can be subdivided in small, minute entities. And there's no way to ignore anything. You have to go through every step of the way. After going through, I'm jumping down a little bit, after going through every step of the way and getting to the place and putting things in the right place, at that point, you're saying this is the right place I'm just going to put the table. Does it become the right place for the table because the table is there? Or the table is there because it's the right place? You understand what I'm saying? Then it goes back to relate to the higher level. Even though to get there you had to go through all the various stages. This is when we were talking about the gvul, the finite element, the process to be of a koyach, of a separate level, totally separate possession to the reality itself. This is what the Rebbe is saying on the second line on the bottom section. As you see, this is not mean to say that this is the koyach hagvul shebein sof. Why not? The ho'es esfira is hein shem havaya. Because the esfira is, they are the shem havaya. They are actually alluding and representing Shem Havaya, the name Havaya. What is the significance of saying that this is Shem Havaya? Uksiv, and the pasuk says, Ani Havaya hu shmi, Ani Havaya hu shmi. This is my name. What does it mean? My name. My name means Shmi Hamiyuchad Bi. My name means the name that is united with me. In other words, this is not a conventional name, a name that is used for reference purposes. But this is my name, appropriately my name. It doesn't just refer to me; it is fully representing and describes me in the name element level. Shmi HaMiyuchad Mi means a name that is united with me, which means it's completely representative of who I am. Umeyachar. And since that, she'ein bebchinas yichud u'dveikus, saying that the spheres are bibchinas, they, so to speak, they test for the element of yichud, of unity, udveikus, and cleavage and union. This is what this is the state in which they are present. Which means, dveikus means they are inherently connected and dovuk means stuck to, united with, to the Ein Sof. Harei heim bebchinas pshitus. Okay, here is saying that they are bebchinas yichud u'dveikus. Again, I want to remind us of the expression bechinas. Bechinas is a very subtle expression. In any case, when you see the word bechinas, you can exert, completely take the word bechina out, and you have the same message. in here, Me'achar shehein miyuchodim udveikim. What is bechina? Why do you need word bechina?
Attempt to answer?
Okay.
Because if it didn't say Bechinas and someone saw these words, they would think that it's so obvious, and then they wouldn't see it, and they would be like, wait, this is supposed to be obvious, and they would get confused. But the Bechinas says...
Oh, come on, listen.
Like it.
You have to speak Bechinas Chochmah.
Unless it came from somewhere else.
Like we spoke about before, the dining room table and the table in the dining room. The table is in the dining room. You put it there and it stands there, it's not running away. Then we say there is some kind of a subtle connection between them. There's a bechina of relationship. Not just in terms of the present dining room table, but the place where it stands. So Bechina is alerting you to a subtle truth about this fact. You put the table in the dining room, it stands there. Bechina means it's not just standing there, but there is some kind of a union between them, be the fact that it's standing there. This element of Bechina, that it is there connected not merely by the fact of it being connected, but by its essential element. Like we said many times, the dining room has a table whether it is there or not. So when you talk about the Bechina, this is what we mean over here, Bechinas Yichud Dveikus. They are united not just in fact, but in essence. Now the Rebbe continues. Being that they Bechinas Yichud Dveikus, there's an essential, even though they're separate inyanim, but nevertheless they're Bechinas Yichud Dveikus. They unite and connect on a Bechina level. Harei heim bebchinas pshitus. It follows, therefore, that they are bebchinas pshitus. How does that follow? So the Rebbe explains, in a few more words. The hadveikus beha mokoir, because the veikus in the mokoir, being dobuk and cleave and attached to the mokoir, mechayev, that compels sheyeh kmei hamokoir, that it should be like the mokoir. There could be many things peripheral to the mocker. But when you say it's dobok to the mocker, then that which is dobok to the mocker has to be like the mocker itself. We'll discuss it. As we said yesterday, we can only discuss it if we have our own thinking and our own mind in gear, so to speak. We hear what is being said, and we are doubled with it. Now we want to kind of put some perspective to it and see what this is about and why it is like that. I just want to first discuss the emphasis on the word mocker. Dobuk beha mocker, because it's dobuk to the mocker. What does it mean? What is mocker so unique in this discussion? Something to say?
The Rebbe Rashab talks about the Orin Sof. I mean, the Esser sphere is Ayin Shem Havaya. We just kind of like pass over those words. It seems like that seems to be the main point here to understand this relationship.
Okay. So
but I personally don't know anything about it.
That's what the Rebbe is telling you. So I don't understand what you said.
I mean, this is an explanation of the Esser spheres. They are the name Havaya. What follows? All of this is taking. Oh.
That's the spheres. This is the name. Anya Havaya Hushmi. That's the spheres is the Shem Shmi. Now, what is Shmi? Shmi means Ham Yuchad Bi. Next step. Being that the Yuchad and Dobuk Hareim B'Pshitus. Why are they them B'Pshitus? The Yuchad and Dobuk, therefore they have to be B'Pshitus.
This is particularly true. This is because this is Shem Havaya. This is happening because this is so because it's they're Dobuk to Shem Havaya.
No, Shem Havaya is Dobuk to him.
To
Shmi, Shmi. Havaya is Shmi, Hashem's name.
And the Esser spheres, they are
the
Shem Havaya.
This that the Esser spheres correspond to the Shem is starting to think of in some way.
Yeah, this we'll have to discuss a little later, but that's what the Rebbe says right now. As a sphere, this is Shem Havaya. Or Ani Havaya Hu Shmi. This is Shmi means my name, not a name, but my name. What is my name referred? That me Am Yuchad, the name that goes with me wherever I go. that's connected, that's united with me. And therefore, next step, being that they b'chinas yichud with veikus, hareim b'pshitus. Then it follows that they are b'pshitus. Why? Because anything that's dovukum to the mokoir, the veikus b'mokoir mechayev shiyik me'amokoir. Now that which is dovuk, which is connected to the mokoir, obligates, becomes imperative that it should be like the mokoir itself. So we have many, many different aspects here to focus on. Ultimately, our goal is to come back with the understanding how it can be as a spheres pshitus. So we start by defining this as spheres. This is Shem Havai. What's Shem Havai? Shem Havai is Shmi, my name. My name means it's miyuched with me. If it's miyuched with me, then it has to be like me. Why? Because Adobek Behamoko, it has to be Kmei Hamoko. So we need to kind of focus in and try to understand each one of these phrases. What does it mean, Dobek Behamoko? It has to be like the Moko. And what does it mean that it's Dobek Behamoko? It's me. It's me. My name. It's not an added name. It's my name. It's not an adapted name. It's not a name of reference. It's a name that is actually my name. So up until the point, Mechayev means it becomes imperative. It obligates to that it should be Kmei HaMoker. There is no logical expression. These are all statements directly alluding to the reality itself. This is Shema. This is Shmi. This is Shem Havaya. This is Shmi Amyuchad Bi. The first place where there is some kind of a logical expression is that Veikis Behamokim Mechayev Shiyik Meyamokim. Mechayev means that there's a logical imperative. So this is the first place where we can kind of begin to decipher what we're talking about, because it presents it in a logical form. Why is that? What is that? What is the imperative there? What is the mocker? What is the imperative there? In order to identify with that statement, we have to first relate to the term moko. To relate to the term moko. What's the difference when you say it's one with Shem Havaya and it's one with the source? How is Mokor affect this whole discussion? Okay. Now we need to put our minds in gear. Are we interested to understand this? This is not. You cannot understand unless you really want to. If you lack the ratzon, there's no way that I can pull you there by your beard or by your hair or by your nose, by your ears. There's just no way.